Hey guys, what's going on? It's Rambiii here, and whew, sorry about the. I'm just getting this commentary out. I feel like this should have been a commentary sooner. Um, but yeah, let's get right into it. I'm just gonna tell you all a little bit about me, myself, and I, where I'm from, how I kind of got into gaming, etc., etc. The gameplay that you're looking at right now is it's okay. I finished 30 and 12. A little worse than I wanted to do, but I thought it was pretty entertaining throughout, so I just figured I'd slap it on here. But alright, so my name is Darren, if you guys don't know already. I'm 17, I'm a senior in high school, and I'm from, I mean, I want to say Texas, but I wasn't really raised in Texas. I'd probably say Missouri, where I live now, just because I've been here most of my life. Like 6 years, so off and on. So okay, well, I guess I'll start off with the first person shooter I played, and online. But I want to say the first person shooter I played online was Resistance: Fall of Men, which is one of the very first games on PS3 to be online, like the really iconic game for PS3, I guess you could say. But that game was extremely fun, and I put in probably over 25, maybe 20 days on that game. I played that game so much for a 6th grader. Well, probably a little less than 20, but I played it a lot, including the campaign, so that's probably why I'd say 20 days if you add in the campaign as well. But that game was extremely fun, and the first time I ever played Call of Duty was around 2007. I think it might have been 2008, but I think I was in 7th grade. Yeah, I was in 7th grade. I was over at my friend's house, and he was playing Zombies World at War, and he invited me over and invited me to sit down and play with them. So I played for a little bit, and I just remember myself saying, "Oh, this is kind of cool, but it's also kind of boring and stupid, I guess." I'm not sure if I said stupid, but I remember not really being completely interested. And by that Christmas is when they started showing a whole bunch of the Modern Warfare 2 stuff, and everybody was so stoked. They were like, "Oh, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 2. It's so good, it looks so awesome. You get a nuke, blah, blah, blah." And I remember just, asking for Christmas, oh, because I didn't want it well enough to, get it by the fall whenever it came out. Everybody skipping school to play it and midnight release or whatever. And I was like, okay, well, can I get this for Christmas? So I got it for Christmas. I didn't start sniping until around the spring or the summer, maybe. I would snipe off and on, but I wasn't really into it to be good enough for quick scoping or whatever, because I'd play a whole bunch of other different games as well. But then when I had moved my sophomore year is when I had really gotten to quick scoping. And the reason why is because I was on YouTube one day, and by then I had Black Ops was already out, so I was playing Black Ops, and I knew a little bit more about quick scoping, and because this is when people will start doing after the fact, after Modern Warfare 2, this is when people start doing 1v1s and stuff like that. So I was already okay at quick scoping, so I would watch quick scoping tutorials, a BK, and scrubby montages and tomahawk montages and top 5 plays of the week or whatever it was, when all this stuff was really, really cool. And I would watch that. And then I remember coming across Optic. This one I really first found out about Optic, and actually started watching their videos. I remember seeing Optic Rated's I think it was X-rated montage, and I was completely inspired by the editing, the gameplay, just the clips. It was amazing to me. And after that, I had watched FaZe's Our War, which is their Black Ops 1 S&D team taj, and I was still really impressed, but it wasn't the limit that it took me to really get into quick scoping into the community like that. But then when I saw Sniping with Style episode 2 by FaZe, that's when I really got into it and got motivated. And from there, it pretty much just escalated from Insanity, my first PS3 clan, to Varsity, my first official YouTube and PS3 clan, and then to Dread, which is where I led it all the way up past 1,000 subscribers in a few months, which was a great, thing for me and the team. And then after that, I went free agent for a while and just focused on what I'm doing right now, or tried to position myself into what I'm doing now on my old channel. But then I got convinced by some friends to make film, and I got film up to about 1.3K, and then I decided to leave so I could go back to where I am right now. So I mean, it's been a blast with that, and yeah, that's pretty much where I am now. I've pretty much just started off with an idea or inspiration, and through trial and error worked my way through things. And I mean, it would have been nice to be in a big clan, because I did start playing and sniping on Call of Duty when actually sniping was at its peak, around its peak. I wouldn't say it was at its peak. I think sniping was at its peak when like maybe 2 months after Modern Warfare 3 came out was when sniping in Call of Duty was at its highest peak. Like, there wasn't too much BS, and people weren't really setting up quite as much in S&D, but also trick shotting was like at its best in terms of creativity. So I started off pretty good in that area. It was just really fun for me around that moment, and after a while I just said to myself, well, you know what, I want to put myself in a position to where I can, focus on YouTube, but also focus on school, because when I go to college, I'm going to have to, compromise. So I feel like I'm in a really good position, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, a lot of people would be asking me at this point, well, I mean, the name of the video is what is Rambiii? So what is Rambiii exactly? And that's a good question. I'm still not sure, but when I thought of the name Rambiii, I wanted to think of something creative, because I saw all these cool names and I wasn't quite sure where I wanted to go with it. And the first thing that popped in my head, was Rambo. I've seen it like before. It's not necessarily unique. I was like, oh, well, Rambo. And then I really thought about it, but then I said to myself, well, it's not original, and it doesn't really sound cool because it's from a movie. So after a while, I said to myself, well, just keep looking. The name will come up eventually. So after a while, you guys know already, Face Temper is a really big inspiration to me, and I like the fact that he had an original name that was just so simple, but he put like 3 R's on it to kind of add like a crazy twist to the name and kind of humorous. And so I just thought, Temper, I has 3 R's, and then I thought about Jambi back when he was in Optic. It sounded kind of cool, so I put 3 I's on there, and I said Rambiii. Okay, it rolls off the tongue pretty well, and bam, there you go. I had Rambiii ever since like 2010. So I mean, it's kind of fanboyish, but it's also kind of unique. So that's where I got Rambiii from. So I mean, it's not really that amazing of a story. Like, it wasn't like drunk or something and then like, yeah, Rambiii. But yeah, that's where I got Rambiii from. So I guess that answers the question a little bit. But yeah, I'm running out of time here, guys, and this is a fun little commentary. I want to do another one to let you guys know about some different aspects of my life, and that's it for now, guys. I will see you guys later.